once again for the renegade master. Back 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 once again for the renegade master.
So hello my renegades. We are back to Love Island. Season 10, episode 45. And it was all just going on, weren't it, tonight? It was all just going on in that episode. Let's get into it, shall we? So, we see the others that were saved come back to the villa, and all of them are talking about who might come back. And you've got OG, Ella and Ty talking, thinking that Katie and Uzi is going to come back because that's the only choice that could happen, that Katie and Uzi could come back. And OG, Ella basically saying if Mitch comes back, that man is invincible. Yes. Well, that man has something. Mitch has something. He's got more than 9 fucking lives. Let me tell you that Mitch has something. So then it also switches to Molly and how Molly's feeling at the moment. And basically she wanted Zach to pie Katie in the face because Katie was the one that sent her home. Now you have to remember the rules of the land of the villa. Yeah, Katie did not send you home. Katie did not, in no uncertain terms, send Molly home. The villa freaking did. Because that's the game they played at the end of the day. Nobody had a clear idea that anybody was going to get sent home. So for Molly to say that shows you exactly where Molly's mind is in regards to Katie. She literally has ill will against that woman because she believes in her mind that Katie sent her home. When she knows full well Katie didn't do that. It was the rules of the villa that sent you home. And then the rules of the villa managed to bring your ass back in. So rather than concentrating on that little tidbit and the fact that Zach still chose you over Katie, you're still in your motherfucking turmoil. But okay, I'll let her have her. I'll let her have it. I'll let her have it because they need to clear that shit up amongst themselves. But I'll let her have it. I'll let her have her turmoil. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll let her have it. So then you see Wit and Lachlan come back in, and everybody's looking to see who they come back in. And then you see Mitch and Ella B come back in, and everyone was like, what? As if to say, the fuck? What? You got rid of Uzi and Katie? Huh? And I really wanted to know why, why did you do it? Now, for me, my opinion is the reasons that they gave was absolutely diabolically pants. It was rubbish. It was absolute rubbish talking about that Mitch is a character. So I agreed with Ty when Ty was saying, actually, this is not Character Island at the end of the day. It's Love Island. So it's based on what you're bringing to the person. And at the end of the day, Mitch has not got a good track record because he has flitted from, I think, about between 5 women within the time that he's been there and not settled on one. So for them to pick Mitch and Ella B over Katie and Uzi don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense in the grand scheme of things. But that's why I'm saying I think they picked Uzi and Katie to leave because of the fact that it would release some tension in Molly. But as they said and as we spoke about, there's going to be other issues that Molly and Zach really need to talk about because they might be good together, but they don't really communicate. And Zach is piss poor at communication, to be fair. And we've seen that as he's trying to navigate through this episode, this situation with Molly at the moment. He is kind of piss poor at communicating. But then also on the flip side, Molly is a little bit of a game player because me and myself, my thinking is completely different to these girls in this villa. Like really different to these girls in this villa, because my thing is I don't understand why Molly has to play these games. Why do you have to? You asked for space and then said you didn't mean it. How is Zach meant to fucking know that? Is he a mind reader? Is he sitting there like fucking big old mega mind thinking, oh, Molly wants space, but she doesn't really want space, so I'm going to go and talk to her. He's giving her the space that she asked for. Now she doesn't like it and she's expecting him to come and talk to her. How does that work? But again, I've gone off track because I was talking about Mitch and Ella B and the fact that they come in and the fact that Wit and Locker made the wrong freaking decision. And I'm saying, I'm putting both hands up again. They made the wrong decision. They made the wrong decision, but there's nothing we can do to change that now. Like, absolutely nothing now. So then Ty basically says exactly what he thought. And then also Abby agreed with Ty and said what she thought, because at the end of the day, in the next breath, Mitch was telling Abby that him and Ella B isn't going to work on the outside. So she weren't telling no lies when she spoke that. And then everybody just fucking beeline for Abby and called her bitter. Now, for Wit, I love Wit. Love Wit to bits. Don't get me wrong. I love Wit to bits in this villa. But with Abby, I'm sorry. She got it wrong. She got it wrong. At the end of the day, Abby is not bitter because Abby is telling the fact. It's the facts of what Mitch said to her and what Mitch did at the end of the day. So they all took it against Abby, and I'm like, how are you all turning on Abby like this, saying she's bitter? But then it's the fact that Wit has this conversation with Abby, telling her that she's bitter, and it's a fact that she's bitter, and that's why she said what she said. When you got Abby sitting there in her face and saying, actually, no, I didn't say it because I was bitter. I was actually saying it because it's a fact of what he said. I am not bitter. If you've got someone telling you that, no, that's not the case, I am not bitter, I am. At the end of the day, that's them telling you they are not bitter. So for Wit to turn around and say that her opinion, because that's what it was, her opinion was fact. It was not steeped in fact. It was Wit's opinion of the situation as she saw it. But you've got the person who you're speaking to and speaking about telling you that you've got it wrong, but yet you won't take it on heed. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say, I think we owed Abby an apology for that, to be fair. Abby's a pain in the arse. Yes, she is, and she's been a pain in the arse in regards to how she's dealt with the Ella B and Mitch situation. But you can't also forget the common denominator in all of this is Mitch, and Mitch started that shit first at the end of the day. So, as we move on, Ella B grabs, Abby for a chat. So Ella B grabs Abby for a chat. They go over and sit down and they're having their conversation. And Ella B is trying to basically say to Abby how her comment made her feel. And I'm like, but you didn't go to Ty and tell him how his comment made him feel. I know Mitch dragged him up and said how his comment made him feel. But at the end of the day, everybody has their own opinions. And what Abby was saying was the truth. Mitch did say that fucking shit. She weren't trying to cause no problems. She was just trying to agree with the stance that Ty made, because she felt the same way, that actually it was a poor decision. And based on what you know about Katie and Uzi, and then based on what you know about Mitch and Ella B, it should have been Katie and Uzi that were saved. That's all it was. Everybody's going to have a freaking opinion. Everybody's going to have an opinion on it. So for them to just draw out Abby the way they did was not fair to Abby at the end of the day. And then the fact that you have that jumped up little upstart, Mitch, putting his mouth in the conversation and going at Abby like, who the hell is talking to you, my dude? That's what I was thinking. Who was talking to you? Did Abby tell you or Ella B tell you, come have this conversation with us? No. Ella B picked up Abby and brought her to one side to have the conversation, girl to girl. Who told you to put your stinking mouth in the ruckus? No one told you to put your mouth in the ruckus, okay? And this is where I said I would rate Scott for, because he saw what was going on and he was like, yeah, not having that. Let's dead that, not having that. And he walked over to literally give Abby that moral support. So he had her back, and they saw that he had her back. And Mitch was fucking stunned then, like proper stunned, when Scott came over to literally give her his presence in order to support her. So I would rate him for that completely, because how them two went about what was happening and that discussion was wrong. The way that you fucking jumped on that girl was out of order at the end of the day. And that tells me that Mitch is a fucking bitch. He really is. Mitch is his name. No, Mitch is man bitch. Mitch is a bitch. At the end of the day, he shouldn't have put his mouth in that ruckus at all. It weren't nothing to do with him. It was Ella B speaking to Abby and getting her grievances out towards Abby, so Abby could then speak to her. No one told him to jump his full mouth into nothing. So I'm gonna give a round of applause to Scott for that one. I really am. At the end of the day, what you've got to remember is Ella B at first didn't come in with Mitch. Yes, she brought him for a date, but she came in especially for Ty. So Abby was correct in that. She did come in for Ty. She didn't come in there for Mitch in the get-go, but it's only because Ty shut that shit down with Ella B that she knew she couldn't make them strides to even try and get to know that dude. So her only other option was Mitch. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I will keep saying this till the cows come home. The wrong decision was made. Use luck and let me know what you think on that. But the wrong decision was made in respect to that. And then you have Wick turning around and saying that no one's journey was a priority. But that's what you based your decision on, the journey of the person and how they would work on the outside. So how does your decision went based on no one's journey was a priority? Obviously you thought Mitch and Ella B's journey was a priority over Katie and Uzi's journey, because you had already stamped in your heads that them two were already talking about the outside, so they would definitely make a go of it on the outside. Whereas Ella B and Mitch, you were both thinking that they needed more time within the villa to get to grips with their relationship. Ella B and Mitch ain't gonna work on the outside. You can at me at that. You can let me know what you think, but I am stating my opinion. Ella B and Mitch ain't gonna work on the outside. And if they do, you could blow me over with a feather. That's all I'm saying on that. In after all the discussions that have been had in Ella B's VC, she turns around and she says that she's gonna prove them all wrong in regards to her and Mitch. Like, I'm gonna count through how many relationships so far Mitch has had in this bloody villa. Yeah, so you got Molly, you got KD, he tried it on with KD. Yeah, you got Jess, don't forget the little dalliance he tried with Jess. You got Abby, and now you got Ella B. That's 5 girls. 5 girls this man has tried to put his dalliance onto. This man has got an issue with staying true to the person that he was with, because it wasn't so long ago that he was dating Abby and telling Abby about how he wants her to meet his family and all sorts, and they were talking about how they were going to have a relationship on the outside. So tell me, why is this man still up in here? Why is he still up in here? Has he not had enough chances? Has he not had enough chances to make things work with 5 freaking women? 5 women. 5 women. Has he not had enough chances? Like, for real? But don't let me tell it. Don't let me give my opinion. We'll just see how that works out, shall we? We'll just see how it works out. Right. So let me get back to what I was talking about in the middle with Molly and her behaviour at the moment towards Zach. So my thing is if you want to be direct with someone, be direct with someone. Do you know what I mean? Don't play stupid mind games. He's a dude. He's not going to fucking get them. You have to be literal with a dude to get them to understand what it is that you're saying and what you want from them. And see if then they will meet the need that you've then put out. What is the use in telling someone you want space, then you didn't mean it? The man gives you the space, but then you're expecting him to come to you. That man is not going to come to you until you let him know that the space giving time is over and now you want to talk. He's not a pissing mind reader. As I said, he's not fucking mega mind. He's not going to go, let me see what Molly is doing right now. Let me see what she's thinking right now. Does she want me to come over? Does she want me to speak to her? I mean, come on. Isn't that simple? Like, people tell me, isn't that simple? Isn't that simple logic? Like, really? Isn't that simple, really simple logic? Just tell the people what it is that you want. Let the man know when you finish with your space time, and then go and have your chat. So he tries to make amends by going over and asking her if she wants water. Again, she says yes to the water, but she got a whole water there, but she wanted him to just go and get it. So basically, he was just letting her know that he is not ignoring her. He's giving her that space that she asked for. And she turned, and that he will talk to her on the night time. And she turned around to him and said that she don't want that space no longer and she's free to talk. And I'm like, girl, like, come on now. Come on now. I know you was upset and shit, but now this is just kind of petty at the end of the day. This is just getting a little bit petty. But yous can let me know what you think in regards to that. But I have to keep remembering that Molly is 21 years old. So her behaviors are not necessarily going to be mature in that sense. But I know when I was 21, I literally was about to give birth at 21, but when I was 21, I didn't think like that. I didn't think like that. Even now, I don't think like that. I'm quite direct. And if I'm wanting space and I get given that space, like say if my partner gives me space, if she sees I'm clearly upset by something and she gives me that space to work through it, I will then go to her and say that, you know, I'm now finished with that space and want some reassurance and want the hugs and all of that. Molly don't need to sit there. She can just go to Zach and let him know she's finished with that space and I can have that discussion. And she thinks doing it this way is going to net her something, but it's not, because all it's going to do up to a point, if Zach is thinking he still can't fix this, because don't forget we're now on to day 2 with them being this way with each other. And if he starts thinking that it cannot be fixed, he's going to start fucking pulling away himself. So Molly needs to be careful of that step at the end of the day. And we get to the last bit, the lovely bit. Oh, between Ty and Ella, OG Ella. Oh my God, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And I'm telling you, I don't care what anyone else says now. Ty has done the most growth in that villa, from where he was to where he is now, to literally getting to the point of telling his gal that he loves her, like he says he's in love with her. He's done the most growth, and no one can't tell me nothing different. No one can't tell me nothing different that man ain't grown. He freaking has. And I absolutely love this for them. And I have my fingers crossed that it absolutely works for them on the outside world, especially when all the pressures of everybody else starts coming in and around their relationship. I just hope it really works out for them. So my dears, that is where I'm going to leave it now. And as I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button, so you know when I'm back on. And I am on the road to 1K. So please, I'm asking you to help me get there. And I shall be back on your screens very soon. Peace out.